Warrior Cats, Crookedstars Promise by Erin Hunter, Chapter 33. The hollow round fort trees brimmed with moonlight. It silvered the clans and bathed the great rock. Crooked shifted his paws as he stood between the other deputies, his shadow huge on the stone behind him. "Why did Hellstar make you deputy?" Adderfang hissed in his ear. "You were not even ready to fight for your clan." Crooked swallowed back fury. He didn't want his first gathering as deputy to begin with a fight. Stonetooth, Shadow Clan's deputy, glanced at him from the corner of his eye. Reachfeather turned to his back. Clearly the Wind Clan deputy still had not forgiven River Clan for the theft of his daughters. Crooked scanned the crowd, looking for Oakhart. Where was he? He seemed so eager to come. Didn't he want to see his brother named deputy in front of the other clans? Disappointment sat in his belly like a stone. Willowbreeze had stayed in camp, unable to make the journey to Fortress because of a deep cut on one of her pads. She slipped off a rock while fishing for an oversized trout. The wound was healing well, thanks to Brambleberry, but she wouldn't have been able to walk all the way to the gathering. Shellheart hadn't come either. He was confined to the Elder's Den, sick with a swelling to his belly. He begged Brambleberry to give him strengthening herbs so he could attend, but she had insisted he rest. Crooked glanced up at Silverpelt. Perhaps Rainflower was watching. Hellstar raised his voice above the swishing of the great oaks as he addressed the gathering. Shellheart retired to the Elder's Den this moon. The clans murmured as the River Clan leader paused. Crooked lifted his chin, his heart racing. Crooked is River Clan's new deputy. Crooked Jaw. As the clanmates called his name, Crooked pricked his ears, praying the other clans would join in. Relief washed over him as he heard Shadow Clan join the cheer, Wind Clan and Thunder Clan following. Crooked Joy fizzed beneath his pelt. They were cheering for him. A pair of amber eyes flashed in the crowd. Thistleclaw was staring silently at him. Crooked stiffened. He hadn't been back to the Dark Forest since he'd realized it wasn't StarClan's hunting grounds. Waking cold with horror every time he drifted close to a dream. How could he have been so dumb? He'd never go there again. He'd never talk to Mapleshade. Why did she help me become deputy? The question had burned in his mind since that night. She can't make me do anything I don't want to do. He dug his claws into the warm earth. I'm going to be the best deputy River Clan's ever known. I'll protect my clan with my life if I have to. Thistleclaw's gaze still burned into his. He knows I was there. Thistleclaw nodded as if he knew what Crooked was thinking. Does he think we're allies? Never. Crooked turned to Adderfang. Did ThunderClan's acting deputy know that one of his warriors was training in the Dark Forest? Did Sunstar know? Perhaps the whole ThunderClan was learning how to kill. As the cheering died away, the leaders scrambled down from the great rock. "Well done." Hellstar landed beside Crooked. He beckoned with a flick of his tail. "Come and meet." Crooked interrupted him. "I want to find Oakhart." Hellstar cocked his head. "Is everything okay?" "Everything's fine. I'll join you when I found him." Crooked pushed through the cats lingering at the foot of the great rock. The night was warm, and the clan seemed to in no hurry to go home. "Congratulations," Hollyflower from Shadow Clan ducked away from the knot of warriors. "One moment you're a paw, the next you're a deputy." Followtail stopped beside Crooked. "I guess Starclan knows best," murmured the River Clan she-cat. Hollyflower pricked her ears. "Was there an omen?" "It was quite—" "Not really," Crooked interrupted sharply. "Silence, Followtail. You didn't want Starclan brought into this. What's this about omens?" Tawtail of Wind Clan joined Hollyflower. Followtail narrowed his eyes. "Crooked so young, everyone's gossiping about StarClan and how they chose him." She glanced at Crooked, clearly picking up his hint. "I don't see what the fuss is about. He's our strongest warrior." Adderfang slid from the crowd. "Really?" he sniffed. "I thought he'd never fought a battle." Hollyflower flicked her tail. "You're still smarting after being beaten by a medicine cat?" Adderfang scowled. He wasn't a medicine cat then. He shot a furious glance at Mudfur. Brambleberry was introducing her new apprentice to the other medicine cats. He'd been working hard in the half-moon since starting his training, panning around camp, muttering herb names under his breath as he tried to memorize them all. The Shadow Clan warriors Crowtail and Archeye stopped beside Crooked. "Congratulations," Archeye dipped his head. "It's good to see such a young cat getting on so well," Crowtail added. "Thanks." Crooked looked past them, searching the crowd for Oakhart. "I really need to find someone." He excused himself and shouldered his way into the crowd. Oakhart was pacing the edge of the clearing. "There you are." Crooked held him with a flick of his tail. Oakhart blinked at him. "Where else would I be?" "I couldn't see you in the crowd." Crooked noticed his brother's ruffled fur. "Are you okay?" "I'm fine. Why wouldn't I be?" "Is he jealous that I'm deputy?" Crooked had been keeping that thought at bay since the ceremony in the camp. Oakheart seemed happy for him, but tonight he was definitely avoiding Crooked gaze. Did you see Hellstar announce me as RiverClan's new deputy? He watched Oakheart closely. Oakheart glanced back at the bushes that lined the hollow. Yeah, it was great. Crooked wasn't convinced. Are you jealous of me? He blurted. Oakheart twitched his tail. Jealous? No. He straightened up. I'm proud of you, Crooked. You wanted this so much. You deserve it. You're going to be a great deputy and a great leader. Really? Really? Oakheart purred. I never wanted to be deputy. But you said you wanted to be leader one day. All apprentices say they want to be leader one day. Really flattered Crooked. The others are leaving, Oakheart commented. The RiverClan patrol was heading for the slope. I'll catch up, he promised. There's something I have to do first. Crooked hurried to join his clanmates, falling in beside Brambleberry and Mudfur as they reached the top of the hollow. That was an interesting night, Mudfur meowed. RiverClan now has the youngest deputy and the oldest medicine cat apprentice. Crooked purred. What did you think of the other medicine cats? I like Featherwhisker, Mudfur replied. Did you ever meet Goosefeather, the previous ThunderClan medicine cat? Brambleberry asked. He's moved to the Elders' Den now. Oh yes, I always thought he looked like he'd just been pulled through a bramble. Mudfur, Swallowtail was calling him from the head of the patrol. Come and test our new skills on Beetlenose. He got hiccups. Mudfur hurried away, leaving Brambleberry and Crooked alone. Silence walked between them, like a third warrior. He could see her pelt bristling as they headed into the shadow of ThunderClan's forest. He wanted to clear the air, but now that he knew where Mimbleshard came from, he was terrified of asking Brambleberry about the omens. What if she knew he'd been meeting a warrior from the dark forest? But I'm loyal to my clan. I've got nothing to hide. And why did his pelt prick with shame at the thought? Crooked broke the silence and able to bear it. Are there any other herbs that might help Shellheart? It was a dumb question. He knew she'd tried everything already. I'm going to start giving him more poppy seeds, Brambleberry meowed. He's in more pain than he'll admit to. How long before he gets better? She didn't answer. Crooked felt a hard lump gather in his belly, as if he'd swallowed a stone. He's not going to get better, is he? No. Brambleberry's mew was as soft as the breeze. I've seen lumps like this before. The cat never survives. A lump like this brings pain and sickness and withers a warrior like frost withers a flower. Where's Oakheart? Part of Crooked wanted to share his grief. Part wanted to protect his brother from knowing for as long as he could. First Rainflower and now Shellheart. He felt Brambleberry's pelt brushes. I'm sorry you have to go through this, she murmured. For a moment, it felt as if there had never been distance between them. Then Crooked pictured the squirrel with the broken mouth, an omen sent not by StarClan but by a cat from the dark forest. If there was any way he could stop Brambleberry from learning the truth, if she didn't already know, he had to find it. He stepped away from her, suddenly worried she might pick up signals through his fur, and walked on alone. Crooked squeezed through the camp entrance, wary from the gathering. Seshpaw and Sunpaw were waiting in the shadows. What happened? Seshpaw squeaked. Can we come next time? Sunpaw begged. Crooked brushed past them. Ask Hailstar. Willowbreeze pattered from their den. Did it go okay? She yawned. Go back to sleep, he called. I'll tell you in the morning. He hurried across the clearing and climbed the slope, ducking his head into the Elder's den. He peered through the shafts of moonlight streaming through the rolling roof. Shellheart, he whispered. Crooked Birdsong heaved herself to a pause. He'll be so glad you came. He's been wondering how you got on at the gathering. Brushing against him, she guided him past Troutclaw's nest. Perhaps he'll stop talking and go to sleep now he's seen you, the old Tom muttered. Take no notice of him, Birdsong whispered. He loves listening to Shellheart's stories. Shellheart lifted his head. Crooked? He's come to tell you about the gathering. Birdsong nuzzled Crookedjaw's cheek before padding back to her nest. Shellheart looked small in his moonlight nest, his fur flat, his ribs showing through his pelt. Come lie next to me, he croaked. It's cold. Can't he feel the warm green leaf breeze? Crooked climbed to his father's nest and curled beside him. Hailstar told them I was deputy, he reported. Shellheart broke into a rattling purr. I'm so proud of you. Rainflower would have been proud too. No, she wouldn't. She'd have found some reason he'd failed for her. He felt his father breathe on his cheek. I'm sorry she judged you so harshly, Crooked. I was her son for StarClan's sake. Bitterness rose in his throat. She was wrong, Shellheart's mew was soft. Ever since I've known her, she's always found it hard to admit when she was wrong. He paused, as though remembering old arguments in the days when they were both still young and headstrong. She will come to see that. I bet she's watching you now from StarClan, regretting how much she missed. A chill ran along Crookedjaw's spine. Rainflower may be watching me from StarClan, but who is watching me from the